Hello, hello. Is the voice is clear?
Is the voice is clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
Is the voice is clear? It is clear.
Namaskar, Adab, Sat Sri Akal. How are you, students? I hope that all of you are very good. Good, good. Okay. How was your last session about biology PYQs of 2020? Which year sir is discussing? Which year? I guess he is in one ahead of me. I guess it would be 2020 paper. Correct. Anyways, in physics we are going to discuss 2021 paper. दोपहर के बज चुके हैं 3. I hope that all of you are ready by having your lunch and everything. So be ready. Sit with your pen and paper and gear yourself to solve the questions faster than me. Try to solve the questions because always I am taking much more time in explaining from which chapter it is, what is the important points, all these things. Until then, it is more than sufficient time for you all to solve the questions and utilize that time. So it will making you time bounded as well. Okay, this habit is going to make you time bounded as well. So very fruitful sessions that is going on. You can take a lot of advantage, a lot of free material are available on our channel. Just go through it and obviously learn as much as you can. Okay, so let's begin our today's physics 2021 NEET paper question solving fourth time. Start. First question. Okay, first question itself from alternating current, and good lengthy question. Let's firstly see the read the question and let's try to analyze what the question is trying to tell. Basic process we are going to follow. We always used to read the question properly, then we try to make a roadmap to the questions. What are the important things that I know regarding that question, and then we used to try the solve the question. Correct? This is what we used to do. Fine. Now, a diagram is also mentioned, and some inductor having inductance L, capacitance having capacitance C, resistor of resistance R are connected in series. This is the given in the first line. Okay, that is can also interpret from the diagram only. Then to an AC source of potential V. Okay, AC source potential. The potential difference across L, C, R is already given. Okay, fine. After that, the amplitude of the current flowing through LCR circuit is given as 10 root 2. That means I naught current. Amplitude current is means what? That you know that in general equation for alternating current is what? I is equals to I naught sine of omega t. And in that I naught is actually given, and I naught is given as how much? 10 root 2. So what is the first value that I can take from here? That is, it is given as 10 root 2. Rest of the things are already mentioned in the diagram itself. Okay. So what the question is expecting from me? The question is expecting from me is the impedance of the circuit. You already know what is the impedance. Impedance is the combined mixture of capacitive reactance, inductance and resistance. When you take the effective resistance of all these three devices, then it is called as what? Impedance. And we know what are the directions for representing. Tell me. In positive y-axis we used to represent inductor, in x-axis we represent resistor, and in negative y-axis we used to represent capacitor. I have told you the simple trick. Always remember this trick, it is always going to help you. Now also we are going to follow the same method. So these many things are given. Now let's approach the question. Impedance basically I need. Okay, so what are the values given? I know that uh, this I naught current is given. This I naught current is given. So if I naught current is given, and how much it is given? It is given as 10 root 2 ampere. Can I somehow calculate what is I RMS? What is my RMS current? And all of you students will be knowing that this can be written as simply I naught by root 2. If I am writing I naught by root 2, that means how much ampere current is coming? 10 ampere. Correct? 10 ampere. Now what, how I can think more about it? Now I got my current. Can I calculate anyhow this potential RMS voltage also? Can I calculate anyhow RMS voltage? Let's see. If across each of them are given, I can calculate the potential, net potential. So see how I'll be. Firstly, let's represent. What is the potential across the resistor? Can I say 40? And 40 will be represented in which axis? X axis. How much? 40. Correct. Now, what is the potential difference across the inductor? Again 40. Now, in across the inductor, potential is represented in what? Positive y-axis. Already I have told you this is also 40. Fine. Now next one, along a capacitor, what is the potential that is available there? That is only 10 volt. 10 volt will be represented in which direction? Negative direction. Represented 10. That means, can I say eventually this diagram will be equals to 30 in the positive y direction and 40 in the positive x direction, and net will be how much? Net, I can say simply it is nothing but going to be 50, isn't it? Take the resultant. Take the resultant. Isn't it? You will have your answer. Correct. So now what you have to quote? You have to quote only about z. That is the impedance. How you can write? Vrms divided by Irms, and that's it. That is what your answer. Vrms already you have calculated 50 and Irms you have calculated 10. Cancel. How much current? 5 ohm will be the impedance coming. Which option is coming correct? Option 4. Any doubt? Any difficulty? This is how we used to interpret the questions. Always remember the strict that resistance or resistor or resistance related things are represented in x-axis. In positive y-axis, the inductor related things are represented. If you are representing the terms in the phasor method, then I am telling you phasor. I hope that all of you have been knowing. So phasor we are studying from simple harmonic motion. Okay, so it's not a new term that you are been introduced. Complete alternating current chapter is based on phasor. Okay, complete alternating current is based on phasor method. Fine. So be familiar with it. Next question. Optics. Okay, first two question itself blockbuster questions. Next question. Optics. Solve it. Find the value of angle of emergence from the prism. Refractive index of the glass is given as root 3. This glass is given as root 3. You have to tell that what will be the angle of emergence when this light ray will be coming out of this prism. Then what will be the angle for that prism? That is what you have to calculate. Can't you calculate? How you will do? I know only one thing, that I can apply Snell's law. There is no direct formula for calculating the emergence angle, so I will go step by step. At first one, I can apply. Where is our pen? I can apply Snell's law. And if I will apply Snell's law, can you tell me what is the angle of refraction? Can I say simply at 0 degree? Because if the angle of incident is 0, I can say angle of emergence is also 0. East or west, Abhi sir best. Okay, and north and south, Suhas sir is best. Okay, thank you, sir. So angle of incidence is 0 and angle of emergence is what? Again, it will become 0. I can that you understand that much of basics, Snell's law. Fine. And I know that if this angle is 90, this angle is given as 30, that 60, that means this angle will be how much? 30, sum of angles of a triangle. And I know the relation between angle of prism is equals to R1 plus R2. And R1 is already given as 0. If R1 is given as 0, that means what I can say about R2? R2 will be simply 30 degree. That means whenever it will try to enter from this normal, this angle will be how much? 30 degree. Now you just have to tell that what will be the angle of emergence. Can't you calculate? Very easy. How you will be calculating? Just simply write n1 sin I. What is that? Means incident medium now this time will become the prism, that is root 3 sine of what is the angle of incidence? 30 is equals to what is the refractive angle? 1 into sine of E. That is what exactly you have to calculate sine of E. Now root 3 by sine 30 will become 2. It is equals to sine of E. That means E can be written as 60 degree. Which option is coming correct? Option A. Option A will be the correct answer. Simple, clear? कोई दुख गिला शिकवा? Very good, very good. Next question. What is the question? Let's see. The dipole, a dipole is placed in an electric field as shown. In which direction will it move? Here is a dipole. Here is a positive charge, negative charge kept at a very close distance. You have to tell that in which direction it is going to move. Now see, first option is what? Towards the left, as its potential energy will increase if it is moving towards the left. Firstly, see, this is the direction for electric field. Can I say? And these are the electric field lines that are represented here. Which one is having the higher density? Which one is having the higher density? Can I say this is the electric field lines and this positive charge is much closer to the denser electric field? That means it will feel a force in the net force will be coming in which direction? Positive direction, yes or no? Can you draw that? Let's draw the FBD. If it is not clear, let's draw the FBD. It will make it everything clear. See, this is positive charge, this is the electric field, okay, in the positive direction if I am taking. So can I say it will feel a force in this direction, and the negative charge will feel a force exactly in opposite direction, and it will be how much? Q into E1 and it will be Q into E2. Which magnitude will be greater? that is the case, which magnitude will be greater, q into e1 or q into e2? I can say q into e1 will be greater. Reason is there because this is closer to the denser electric lines of forces. If it is closer to the denser electric lines of forces, this will become superior. If this will become superior, force will apply in rightward direction, and it will start moving in the rightward direction, and potential will decrease. Always I have told you that in the direction of electric field, potential always what? Decreases. That is the sole concept. Correct? So just mark your answer. It moves towards the right and its potential will decrease. Obviously, in the direction of electric field, potential always decreases. Correct? Next question. A capacitor of capacitance C is connected across an AC source of voltage V. An AC source of voltage is given as V is equals to V naught sine of omega t in general equation. The displacement current between the plates of the capacitor would be given by displacement current. Displacement current have the same magnitude as the conduction current. In the last session also, this same thing have been discussed already. So check that there is a pattern that is have been continuously coming. If you will see the last 3-4 sessions that we are continuously discussing, if you are continuous with us, you can see a pattern, you can understanding the pattern of the question. The same thing, I guess, too, it is the third time that I am discussing about the concept of displacement current. Okay, so anyways, if you want to write the displacement current, simply what you have to write, potential versus divided by potential divided by the effective resistance that you will see. And it is a capacitive circuit. That means I can say what will be the impedance, it will be capacitive reactance. And voltage, what is the voltage that is already given here? Voltage is given as v naught sine of omega t, v naught sine of omega t, v naught sine of omega t. Now just put it, and what I can say about xc, xc will be 1 by omega c. That means which option is correct? Correct. C option. Simply you can say simply C option will be correct. Sorry, not C option, D option, because it will become v naught by xc, that will be 1 by omega c, and that omega c will be coming in the numerator, and simply the question will be solved. समझ आया नहीं आया? Is it clear? Correct? Any doubt? Very good. Let's move to the next question. See this one. A thick current carrying cable of radius r carries a current I uniformly distributed through its cross section. Now this question, same question, they have been discussed in the last session as well. In the last session I have told you the complete reason also. Ampere's Circuital's law I have drawn, and then I have told you the application of Ampere's Circuital's law also. How we have discussed there, that this is a thick wire, this is a wire. Now there are two kind of points that you have to analyze. One is inside point, one is outside point. Let's suppose I'm going at from the center some distance x. What I will do, I will take an Amperian loop and I will try to write the equation. What is my equation? Equation is surface line integral B dot dl is equals to mu naught into the net current that is enclosed. That is enclosed. Correct? Now B into dl. Dl integration will be what? 2 pi x is equals to mu naught into I. Now how you'll be writing I? That is the trick part. How you'll be writing I? If the total surface area is pi r square, pi capital R square, that means from pi r square how much current is flowing? I. That means from the small area pi x square how much current will be flowing? I have already told you that this is the second time I am discussing pi r square. Sorry, I divided by pi r square into pi x square. When you will be writing this x will be cancelled, and I can say for inside point B is directly proportional to x. Last class also we have derived completely. And for out, anyways, it should be remembered, it is a very standard result. And for outside point, it will be inversely proportional. Same equation you just write b into 2 pi x, but here it will become what? At all these blah 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 blah, it will be simply I, because for outside point, if let's suppose here you are taking an Amperian loop, I can say the complete current will be passing from the Amperian loop. Correct? So it will be inversely proportional. According to this situation, which one is the correct answer? Option 3. Clear? Option 3 will be the correct answer. Fine. Next one. Read the question. What the question is saying? Optics. Optics weightage was good in 2021. A convex lens A of focal length. Let's draw the scenario also. Let's suppose a convex lens is there of focal length 20 centimeter. Okay. Then, and a concave lens B of focal length 5 centimeter. Okay. A concave lens B of focal length 5 centimeter are kept along the same axis and at a distance d. Let's suppose the distance between them is d. If a parallel beam of light is falling on A, let's suppose some parallel beam of light is falling on body A, okay, and leaves B as a parallel beam, then the distance d in centimeter. You have to tell the distance d. Class example. How many of you remember? Students, this is the class example. You can check your copies. This same question we have discussed in the class also. So what I can say, simply say here, if I have to make it parallel and it is a converging length and it is a diverging length, that is what I can say. So where I have to draw the image I1, first image where I have to draw so that it will become parallel. Now I will have two options, because I have, obviously if it is coming from infinite distance, obviously it is going to converge at the focal length, that is one shot. But focal length at this one point, at this point, because again it have to become parallel, correct? That means you have to make the image on the focus of this second lens, or the lens B. So for B, all you know that there are two focuses always. This is focus 1, this is focus 2. So at which focus you will be making? Because it is a diverging lens, that means you will be making the image at this focus. It will be try to form an image, but it will again become parallel. That means what I can say, this distance, complete distance, is equals to the focal length, that is 20 centimeter, and this distance is the focal length of B, that is equals to 5 centimeter. That means what is this distance d? Simply I can say it is 20 minus 5, that is equals to 15 centimeter. That will be equals to 15 centimeter. Sound math? Is it clear? 15 centimeter. Option 2 will be the correct answer. Simple. Very good. Next question. Modern physics. Let's see what is the question is. The electromagnetic wave of wavelength lambda is incident on a photosensitive surface. Okay, fine. A light of wavelength lambda is incidenting. What further is given? Surface of negligible work function. Work function is nearly negligible if m mass of photoelectron emitted from the surface has de Broglie wavelength of lambda d. Representation for de Broglie wavelength is lambda d. Then which of this relation is correct? Let's see what will I can write. I know photoelectric effect. What is photoelectric effect? Is kinetic energy is equals to energy of the incident photon minus of work function. But it is given that work function is negligible. That's why I'll be taking this. I will be ignoring the work function. So what I can write, kinetic energy is equals to hc by lambda. But I have to write the same equation in terms of what? In terms of de Broglie wavelength. So in de Broglie wavelength, how we can write? It is h divided by root under 2mk, represented as lambda d. Correct? So if I have to write this kinetic energy, how I can write this kinetic energy? Kinetic energy can be written as h square divided by, here it will become 2m into lambda d. Can you write like this? Lambda d square, actually I should write square because I will making the square on both the sides. Now just replace this kinetic energy here, you have your relation. Put it if you want to see the complete solution. Put it here, you will be putting h square divided by 2m lambda d square is equals to hc divided by lambda. This h square firstly get cancel out. Then now the options are given as lambda and lambda d. That means take lambda here. Lambda is equals to what you can say, 2mc into lambda d square divided by h. 2mc divided by h into lambda d square. Option 3 is correct. Option 3 will be correct. Simply I know both the relations, so I have related that. Formula knowing is important. How fastly the formulas are clicking to your mind, that is what matters at the end. Okay, that's why I said that always have your formula sheets with you. Formula sheets are very very important. Okay, this one, first portion of current electricity, easy part, just a formula based portion. Any one of you would be knowing that, you can solve it easily. Drift velocity, which one will be, how you derive drift velocity? You have written drift velocity is equals to initial velocity plus of a into tau, correct? And this acceleration was written as e into e divided by m, that means q into e, that was a force divided by m. This is the derivation that you had, and the average velocity was taken as 0, and that's how we have written that drift velocity is equals to e divided by m into tau. Which option is you will match from A? It is option R. It is option R. Now for electrical resistivity, which relation you can take? This one. What is the relation that you know with J? Current density is equals to, we write what, sigma into E. Sigma into E. E is what? Electric field. So I can also write this equation as J is equals to 1 by rho. Rho is what? Resistivity into E. So I can further write that rho is equals to, can be written as E divided by J. E is what? The electric field, and J is what? The current density. E by J, that means option S. इतने में तो आ ही जाना चाहिए. BS. Oh, still there is a clash. Interesting. I know current density. Current density can be matched with what? I can say, if you want to know current density is what? Current per unit area. Current per unit area. Current is what? Eta A E VD divided by the area. Area cancel. It is equals to eta E VD. Eta E VD. That means Q. DQ. DQ. AR. AR. BS. BS. And then final one is Q. I guess option A is correct. Option A is correct. Just match it. Okay. Is it clear? समझ आया? थोड़ा थोड़ा. Next one. Solve this question. Very easy question from current electricity. What is the question? Read the question. Let's read the question. The effective resistance of a parallel connection that consists of 4 wires of equal length, equal area of cross section, and have same material is 0.25. 4 wires you have connected in parallel combination, and the effective resistance that you are getting from all those combination is 0.25 ohm. Now, what will be the effective resistance if they are connected in series? Obviously, if let's suppose one resistance is, I am taking for example as R. That means if it is connected in parallel combination, it will become R by 4. Correct? If I am taking one as R, so can I say that it will become effectively for parallel combination R by 4? So what is given here value is R by 4 is already given as 0.25. That means R can be written as 1 ohm. So if I have to make it in parallel combination, I will say sorry, in series combination. So R effective will be how much? 4R. 4R means how much? 2 minute question here. 2 second question. 2 minutes is a lot of time. Simply just see the question, solve the question. That's it. These are that much of simple questions are there. Time saving questions, I will say. Okay. This one. Solve this one. Kinematics. Good question. Try to read the question firstly, and then try to approach the question. Read the question. What is the question is given? A particle is released from a height s. A particle is there which is released from a height s. Let's suppose this height is s. Okay. At a certain height, its kinetic energy is 3 times to its potential energy. At certain height h, what is the condition given that its kinetic energy is equals to 3 times of potential energy? Okay. The height from the surface of Earth, that means h you have to calculate, and the second one is the speed of the particle at the instant r respectively. You have to also calculate the speed of the particle. Okay, you have to calculate what? The height, this height h at which the condition is given, and also you have to calculate at this point of time what will be the velocity with this body. We will be simply applying, obviously this is a question from kinematics as well, but it is also apply the concepts of energy conservation. So I will say it is a good question. It is a combination question, and it is a good application question that you should understand how to approach this kind of questions. Clear? See what I am trying to say now. Listen. But if I will ask you that at this point it is dropped now, that means what is the kinetic energy at this point? Zero. Can I say all the energy is only in potential energy? And how much potential energy you will say? Can I say if the height is s, you can simply say the potential energy is mgh, that is mgs. Correct? And I can say now that energy is only getting converted here, and I can say what is the total energy here? What is the total energy here? I can say potential energy plus kinetic energy, and I can say that potential energy plus of kinetic energy, and kinetic energy is equals to 3 times. That means what I can say, that is effectively 4 times of potential energy. And what is the total energy? Already we, because energy conservation will be there, so I can say that mgs is equals to what? 4 times of potential energy. Now tell me at this point, let's name this point as p. At this point p, what will be the potential energy that I will have with my body? Can I simply say mg into the height? Correct? mg will get cancelled, h will be coming as s by 4. So one thing is coming clearly, that height will be equals to h by s by 4. Dhruva, left or right? Abhishek sir shines bright to up and down. Abhishek sir, what is it? Come. Oh my God. Thank you so much. It's nice actually. Your innovation, creativity, I would say. Thank you so much, Dhruva. So where we are discussing this question. So I was telling you at point P, what is the scenario? You can say that obviously energy, total energy will be conserved. I have written the total energy at point S, then I have written the total energy at point P, and I have just equated those energy. I got my height. Now if you'll ask me, tell sir, what will be the velocity, that you will say. So velocity in dropping case, already we know that it is equals to root under 2gh. It is equals to root under 2gh. And what is the height that have been already completed? Don't write that it will be s by 4. Please understand that it will not be s by 4. See what it will become. How much distance it have completed? Total was s. This left portion is 3 s by 4. That is how much it is completed already. That means can I say it will be nothing but 3s by 4. So it have covered a distance of 3s by 4. So that's why I can say that this will be directly my velocity, because I know the formula. This will be getting cancelled out and it will be root under 3sg by 2. Somewhat this kind of answer, 3gs by 2, 3gs by 2 root under complete. Option oh, okay, okay. Which option is s by 4? S by 4, s by 4, 3gs by 2. I guess this option 4 will be correct. S by 4, no? 3gs by 2, correct. Option 4 will be correct. Clear? Any doubt? If still any doubt, please comment down in the comment section. I will be responding to your doubts. Don't get worried. Next question. Modern physics again. What will be the modern physics? You feel so confident. Solve this question. What the question is saying. Read the question. A number of photons per second on an average emitted by a source of monochromatic light of wavelength this much when it delivers the power of this much. Power and number of photons emitted per second kind of relation. Only single thing that we know about this relation is, and that always used to solve the questions. So we'll be directly using that. Now what is that important relation? Important relation is power is defined as rate of energy. Rate of energy is energy by time. If number of photons are n, then we define it as number of photons per energy per unit time. And exactly this is what you have to calculate. For calculating this n by t, can I say I have to write power divided by energy? Correct? I can write power divided by energy. And how much power is there? 3.3 into 10 power minus of 3 divided by energy. How much energy you can write? Simply hc by lambda. Hc by lambda, use it and find your energy. Now it is given in nanometers. That means what you can write, I guess it will be clear. 1240, take it 1240, and it is equals to hc, and take it 600 in the denominator. That's it. So I guess this will be fine for solving your question. No, it will not be fine. You have to convert into the standard units. Reason? Because you don't have to write only the energy, you have to write also the power is also written in the standard units. So that's why you have to be careful about the unit. Here you have put it the value in standard units, correct? In watts. So here also you have to put the unit in complete standard unit. 6.6 into 10 power minus of 34. C is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, and divided by lambda. Lambda you have to write in 600 into 10 power minus of 9. Then after whatever the 10 power things will be coming, that will be result, or I can say that will be our answer. Okay, I've told you the concept. Now it's up to you. Solve this question. Next one. What is the question? A body is executing, okay, simple harmonic motion. Okay. With some frequency, a body is executing SHM with some frequency, and the frequency, then its frequency of its potential energy you have to tell. What will be the frequency of the potential energy that you will have? So can I calculate? Yes, very easily. What is the equation of the position? In general, in SHM, what I write as the position? A sine of omega t plus phi, and rest of the things are there. Correct? So if I have someone ask me to tell what will be the potential energy, I know a relation that it is equals to half kx square. Correct? I will not worry for the constant that are present there. Simply I will be worrying about the x. What will be the frequency? So I can write this as, let's suppose this frequency is some theta. I will write half k x square. X square can be written as a square sine square omega t. But square terms are never there in the general equation. You have to convert it into normal. So how you can write sine square theta? If anyone remembers, sine square theta can also be written as 2 cos square theta minus 1. So sine square theta you will be writing as what? 2 cos square, sorry, cos of 2 theta is equals to, here listen, 1 minus cos 2 theta is what? It is equals to 2 sine square theta, correct? That means if you have to replace this sine square theta, you will be writing it as 1 minus 2 cos 2 theta by 2. Now it is correct. So just put it, and even you don't need to put it completely here. So it will become 2 theta divided by 2. See, now here what is the frequency? Can you say omega? Now here what will be the frequency? Can I say it will become, theta can be written as omega t. So can I say it will become 2 times of frequency, angular frequency also. So it will become 2 times, or linear frequency also become 2 times. That is the change that you can notice. That means it will become 2 times of normal frequency. Correct? Clear? समझ में आया? Next one. This one. Solve it. What the question is saying? An infinitely long conductor, an infinitely long conductor carries a current 5 ampere as shown. A 5 ampere current is flowing through it. An electron is moving with a speed of, electron is there moving with a speed of 5 meter per second parallel to the conductor. Very good. The perpendicular distance between the electron and the conductor is 20 centimeter at the instant. At the instant, the distance between them is 20 centimeter. Calculate the magnitude of force experienced by the electron at that instant. You have to calculate what is the force. What is the formula of force? Force, whenever a charge is moving, obviously if there is a some electric current is flowing through this wire, there will be some magnetic field also due to this wire. And how much that magnetic field will be? It is a kind of infinite wire. That means mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. That will be the net magnetic field that will be present there, correct? Now all the values are given. I just have to write the answer. Q, charge is how much? Obviously of a charge of electron into velocity. Velocity is equals to how much? 10 power 5 into magnetic field. Now how you'll write the magnetic field? That is an interesting one. B you will be writing due to the wire, that is equals to mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. And all the values also you can put. Mu naught already you know, current, that is equals to 5 ampere divided by 2 pi r, that is the distance that is present there, that is equals to 20 centimeter. You have to convert it into standard units as well. That is what, just put the values, have your answer. But that is what about the answer. But if anyone interested in the directions, sir, what will be the direction of the force, how the trajectory will be there, do you want to analyze? Let's analyze this. If this is the direction of current from P to Q, what will be the direction for magnetic field? Yeah, what will be the direction for magnetic field? That we have not seen. I know that how to find the direction of magnetic field. I have always told you that do I cross R. I cross R will give you the direction for magnetic field. So I will do I, showing my palm to the distance, the charge particle that is moving. So I will do I cross R. I cross R giving me the direction that is outside the plane. Outside the plane, magnetic field will be present there. Now, what is the angle between, and what is the force? QV cross B. QV cross B. That means cross product between velocity vector and the magnetic field. Correct? Now tell me, what is the angle between the magnetic field and the velocity vector? This is the direction for the velocity vector, and outside of the plane is what the direction for magnetic field. So the angle will become 90 degree and sine of 90. That's why the cross product have become 1. Answer is fine, but you should understand that how also you can analyze the directions as well. Is it clear? Very good. Next one, units and dimensions, bonus question. The bonus मतलब हुआ नहीं, you have to make it a bonus question plus 4 marks. Easy question. Correct. Let's see how we can make. You have to relate very standard question, class example. The same question, cut copy paste was in the class also. You have to just relate the dimension of energy with a variation with force, acceleration and time. Correct? I am again explaining you what is the complete process. Please listen. In this kind of questions, always we write this way. I will say that energy is directly proportional to force power A, acceleration power B, and time power C. Correct? And now then I will write both the sides. I know that the dimension formula for energy is ml2t minus 2 is equals to force. What is the dimension formula? mlt minus 2 power a, correct? Acceleration is what? Lt minus 2 power b. And what about time? Time is simply as c, correct? Now related, m power, what is the net effective power of on the right hand side? It is m power a. L power, what effectively you can say? A plus of b. That's it. Now what about time? Time can be written as minus of 2a minus of 2b plus of c. That much you will be writing. Now just compare on the right hand side and the left hand side. From comparing the left hand side and the right hand side, i can simply say that I can simply say that a will be equals to 1. Just compare both the sides. I can say a is equals to 1. What else I can say? That a plus b is equals to 2. That means b is equals to what? It will also become 1. It will also become 1. Next one, that minus 2 is equals to minus of 2a minus of 2b, that means equals to minus of 4 plus of c. That is 4 minus 2, that means c is equals to 2. Now just put the values again. That means I can say f power 1, acceleration power 1, and time power 2. Which option is giving me the same answer? Option 2 will be giving me the same answer. Is it clear? Any doubt? This way you can tackle all the dependency questions of the units and dimensions. Actually from dimensions this question is. 3-dimension analysis, that basic know, and the application of questions, very standard question. I don't know how many times it have been repeated in different exams. Next one, thermodynamics, KTG and thermodynamics. Actually KTG I should say. So just some formulas are there. Write it. Root means square speed. What is the formula? Root under 3 RT upon m naught. Root under 3 RT upon m naught. That means A will be matched with Q. All options are matched? No. That means option 1, option 4 are already invalid. Next one, pressure exerted by the ideal gas. It is equals to 1 by 3 n into m v n to m divided by v square. This is the result. If anyone remember the formula, anyways, it is not that much important formula. So it will be matched with P. Average kinetic energy of a molecule. What is the average kinetic energy of a molecule? This is what? 3 by 2 kT. If you remember that Maxwell distribution law, energy partition law, from there you will have 3 by 2 kT, correct? So I can say C is matched with S. Total kinetic energy of 1 mole of diatomic gas. What is the formula? F by 2 nr delta T. F by 2, that means F is equals to, for diatomic, 5. That means 5 by 2, and N is what? 1. That means 5 by 2 RT. Which one will be matched? Now see which option is correct. A matched with Q, B matched with P. Obviously option 3 is correct. B matched with P. Correct. Clear? N is 1 2 also, if you know, that is more than sufficient, that you can understand the scenario. Is it clear? Very good. Solve the next one. Next question. Kinematics. Let's see how many of you can answer. A small block slides down a smooth inclined plane starting from rest at t is equals to 0. At t is equals to 0, some body has started moving. After that, what is been given? That distance traveled by the block in the time interval t is equals to n minus 1 to t is equals to n. Then the ratio you have to take from s displacement in nth second divided by displacement in n plus 1 second. Very easy. Yeah. This is the third time that we are discussing the same kind of question. The formula is what important. What is the formula, students? Tell me. Displacement in nth second. What is the formula? Batao. Anyone? The formula is u plus a by 2 2n minus 1. Correct? So I can say for n, it will be the same one, and initial velocity is 0, so you don't need to write it. What will be the displacement in n plus 1th second? N plus 1th second, just replace it a by 2, 2 times of n plus 1 minus 1. That means further also you can write it as 2n, it will become 2 minus 1, that means it will become plus 1. So now when you will take the ratio, it will become 2n minus 1 divided by 2n plus 1. 2n minus 1 divided by 2n plus 1. Which option is correct? Option C. Option C. Thank you so much, Mana. Uh, any doubt to you? Any question? Is it clear? Okay. Thank you so much for your appreciation. Next question. Nuclear physics. Read the question. What the question is saying. A nucleus of mass number 240 breaks. Okay. breaks into two fragments. Two fragments it breaks both of masses 120 and 120. Now the binding energy per nucleon is also given to you. Both the values are given. For unfragmented nuclei it was 7.6 and for that fragments it is 8.5. Fine. The total gain in binding energy in this process is what you have to tell. Firstly, let's write the equation and then try to understand the question, what the question is trying to tell. If I will say some any random x is distributed and the what is the mass number is given as 240, it is distributed into two baby nuclei or two basic fragments. Okay, it is equals to y mass number 120 plus some z, it is also 120. Okay, now read the question again. The binding energy per nucleon for unfragmented nuclei, for binding energy per nucleon for this one was given as 7.6 mega electron volts, and for these two binding energy per nucleon is given as 8.5 mega electron volt. Correct? This is what the values are given. Now how to write, what is the equation? You will write q, that is a your answer, required answer is equals to binding energy of the product subtracted by the binding energy of the reactant. That is what the general equation that we use to write. Now just put the values, have your answer. How will write the binding energy of the product side? Product side, this is the product side. How will write binding energy? If you want to write, just multiply 8.5 with the mass number. That's it. That means what is the binding energy? 8.5 mega electron volt into A. What is A? 120. And I can say for both of them it will be same. That means I will multiply it with 2 as well. Correct. Now what about the reactant side? Reactant side, what is the binding energy per nucleon? That is equal to 7.6 multiplied by A. A is what? 240. Just take the difference. That will be your answer. That will be your what? Answer. Clear? Any doubt? Solve it. We will have the fourth one as answer, 216 mega electron volt. Check it. Correct? Fine. Next one. Very basic question. Yeah. Time pass. Without picking the pen, solve this question. Time saving questions, I will say. Equivalent capacitance of the combination. This point is 1, this point is 1. Name the points. Let's suppose if this point is A, this point is also A, this point is also A. समझ में आ रहा है? This point is B, that means this is also B, this is also B. If the potential difference across this third capacitor is 0, that means there is no point of this capacitor. Remove it. Now two capacitors only there that are present in parallel, and for parallel combination the formula that you applied in capacitance is of series, C1 plus C2. If you are applying C1 plus C2, that means it will become 2C option. Option 2 is correct. Clear? समझ में? Only give the names here. This point is A, this point is also A, this point is also A, this point is B, this point is also B, this point is also B. That means the potential difference across this capacitor is 0. That's how you will be explaining. Clear? Basic question. Very good. Next one. A lens of large focal length and a large aperture is best suited as an objective of an astronomical telescope. Now four options you have. Optical instrument section. A large aperture contributes to quality and visibility of the images. Next one, a large area of objective ensures the better light. Firstly, let's write the formula that we know. Okay, what is the formula for magnifying power of a telescope? Magnifying power is equals to focal length of objective divided with the focal length of eyepiece. And what about the resolving power? It is equals to 1.22 lambda divided by the aperture length, that is B. Now let's read the first option. A large aperture contributes to the quality and the visibility of image. Large aperture, I can say that if there is a large aperture, it will make us more clear. The image will be more clear. Next option, a large area of the objective ensures better light gathering power. That is also correct. A large aperture provides a better resolution. That is also fine. That is also correct. That means which option will be coming correct? Option D will be correct. All of the above are explained correct. Okay. Correct. Next one. Two spherical electrostatics. Electrostatics. Now what will be the result? Check this one. Two charged spherical conductors of radius r1 and r2 are connected by a wire. Two spherical surfaces are there. of radius r1 of radius r2, and they are connected by a wire. Any wire is there and they are connected. Okay, then the ratio of charge densities of the sphere you have to tell sigma 1 and sigma 2. That is what the ratio you have to take, sigma 1 divided by sigma 2. Now how you will solve it? Any idea? See, if it is connected, what I can say, that potential on body 1 is equals to potential on body 2. Can I say potential on body 1 will be equals to the potential on body 2? So just make the condition. How I can write the potential? I know that electric field in a conductor is what? Sigma divided by epsilon. Sigma divided by epsilon naught into r. That is what I can write it as potential. It is equals to sigma 2 divided by epsilon naught into r2. Epsilon naught cancel. Sigma 1 divided by sigma 2 is equals to r2 divided by r1. Which option is coming correct? R2 divided by r1. Option 2. Option 2 will be the correct answer. Is it clear? Now next one, string is stretched by 5 centimeter. 5 centimeter the string is stretched by a force of 10 Newton. How much force you are applying? 10 Newton force. You have to tell the time period of the oscillations when a mass of 2 kg is suspended by it. You have to tell the time period of that body. So firstly tell me, force is given, displacement is given. Can you calculate k? Yes, I can calculate. How I will be calculating? Force is equals to k into x. So how much you will be writing for the k value? K will be written as force, that is 10 Newton divided by x. X is 5 into 10 power minus of 2. 5 into 10 power minus of 2. That will be equals to whatever the value that you will have. Then time period. What is the time period for this kind of system? For a spring block system, time period formula is equals to simply 2 pi root under m by k. Simply it is equals to root under 2 pi m by k. Now put the values. M from here, mass is already given 2 kg, and k is given as, it will be 1 by 5. That means, and here 10 power 3. 2 into 10 power 2, 200. 200 will be the value of, put the values, 2 pi root under mass is given as 2 kg divided by k value from here, it is equals to 2 into 10 power 2, that means 200. That means when you will cancel it, it will become 100. That means 2 pi divided by 10. 2 pi divided by 10, that means what you can say, pi will be 3.1, 6 point something, 6 point something divided by 0 0.6, 0 0.6, 0 0.6. Which option is correct? Option 4. Simply you can just the answer. No need for the exact value calculation. Clear? Next one. See the question, electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic wave, a plane of electromagnetic wave propagating in x direction. It is already given that the electromagnetic wave is propagating in x direction. Now they are asking you to judge about the electric field and the magnetic field. They are judging about the electric field and the magnetic field. Now what do you understand about the property? We know that a very genuine property, a very basic property of electromagnetic waves are that electric field component, magnetic field component, and the direction of propagation are mutually perpendicular to each other. That means I can say that if my electromagnetic wave is propagating in x direction, my electric wave and the magnetic wave will be mutually perpendicular either in x axis, either in y axis. That is what I have to judge from these 4 options. Now there are multiple approaches, so I will go better that by hit and trial. Why to solve that much? Hit and trial method, I can say basically that my magnetic field and electric field should be perpendicular, correct? And if those are perpendicular, can I say the dot product should be equal to how much? 0. I know the basic property, dot product of perpendicular vectors is equal to 0. Make it, check it. Here 1 plus 1, is it 0? No, that means this option is not possible. This one, minus minus plus, and plus minus 1, that means I can say this will become 0. Let's check other one also. If let's suppose other options are also given like that. Here see, plus 1 plus 1, it is also not possible. Here see, minus 1 minus 1, here also not possible. That means which option is coming correct? Option 2. We know the basic property, and from that basic property we have just solved our question. With no need for the exact calculation value, we will go by hit and trial. These street smartness are important in your exam. Okay, so be whenever you are giving the test, try to incorporate these things in you, these habits of how to solve the question fastly, much better, how you can improve. A single seconds are important in your exam. Okay, next question. The escape velocity from Earth's surface is v. It is given as v. The escape velocity from the surface of another planet of radius 4 times that of the radius of Earth and having the same mass density. Mass density is given as same. Mass density is given same. Mass is not given same. Be very specific about it. So firstly, I will write what is my escape velocity. It is nothing but equals to root under 2gm by r. This is the basic thing that I know. 2gm by r. So mass I don't know. So but density is given same. So I will replace this as g, that will be constant. Mass I can write a density into volume. Volume I will be writing this as 4 by 3 pi r cube, and already it is division of r cancelled. So I can say my escape velocity is directly proportional to root under r square, or I can also say that escape velocity is directly proportional to r. Yes or no, yeah? Simple. So now I got the proportionality. That means if the radius is becoming 4 times, simply my escape velocity is also becoming 4 times. That's it. So if the Earth has the escape velocity of 11.2 kilometer per second, that means from that planet, whatever I am talking about, that will be how much? 44.8 kilometer per hour, per kilometer per second. Sorry, not kilometer per hour, per second. That is the escape velocity. Clear? Very good. Next one. Read the question. What the question is there? The velocity of a small ball of mass m and density d when dropped in a container filled with glycerin becomes constant after some time. If the density of the glycerin is d by 2, the viscous force acting on the ball. You have to calculate what will be the viscous force that will be acting on the ball. Okay. See, what the condition is given. The velocity of the ball of mass m density d. Here is a ball of mass m and density d. Okay, when dropped in a container filled with glycerin becomes constant after some time. Constant means, and this density is given as d by 2. This medium density is given as d by 2. Its velocity is constant after covering some distance. That means what I can say, that in downward direction what is acting on the body, mg, and in upward direction what is acting on the body, buoyant force. So if I'm saying that it have attained a terminal velocity, that what I'm trying to say, that I can say acceleration is zero, and for making that acceleration zero, I have to say that this mg force and this buoyant force have to be equal. Any other force is also acting? Yes, one more force is acting. Because it is a viscous liquid, then viscous force will also be acting, and that will be acting in the upward direction, and that viscous force will you have to calculate. So how I can write this equation? Equation will be written as mg is equals to fb plus of buoyant force. Correct? So how I'll be writing the viscous force will be mg minus of buoyant force. Now just put the values. What is buoyant force? That also you can write easily. Anyways, it is in terms of mg only, so I'll be writing buoyant force is equal to density of the medium into volume that is submerged, that is the complete volume that is submerged, into g. Correct? Now just replace the values and you will have your answer. Finally, answer you should have as mg by 2. So cross check it. Mg by 2 should be your answer. Concept I have told you, that what is the concept of buoyant force. Is it clear? Fine. Very good. Next one. A parallel plate capacitor has uniform capacitance. Uniform electric field E is in the space between the plates. If the distance between the plates is d and the area of plate is a, the energy stored in the capacitor. How much energy that will be stored? We know the basic formula here. What is the basic formula of energy in a capacitor? Parallel plate capacitor, half c v square. Now the terms are given here in the terms of area and d, so we will just replace it. Half into c. In c can be written as how? A epsilon naught by d whole square into v square. So now how you can replace this half, it will become a square epsilon naught square divided by d square. Sorry, not it shouldn't be y, this shouldn't be square, it will be simply half c, half into a epsilon naught by d. How you can write v square? How you can, because v terms are not present here, so I can say v is equals to e into d. That means I will write e square into d square. That means this will also get cancelled, and my result will be half into a epsilon naught e square into d. Somewhat this kind of answer where it is a into d half epsilon naught. That means option 3 is correct. Clear? I know all these basic relations, so I just खेलते रहो उसी में. What is the relation that is going to come? Clear? Fine. Next one, semiconductor devices. What is the question? Read the question. An electron concentration in an n-type semiconductor is same as the hole concentration of p-type semiconductor. Concentration of electrons and holes are given for n-type and p-type that are equal. Okay, fine, very good. An external electric field is applied across them. Compare the current that will be present there. Very interesting question. Very interesting. The first visit answer that you will have is that, sir, if the concentrations are same, that means can't I say that my current will be also same? Because if the number of charge carriers are same, I should say that my current should also same. But you have to also understand what is the net formula that you write for current. Current you write it as eta a e into vd, correct? And how you write vd? Vd is written as mu into e, that means the mobility into the electric field. And one thing that you should know, that mobility of electrons is greater than the mobility of hole pair. So if this eta concentration is same, but the mobility will be taking the electron carrier as the higher current, that means what will be the correct answer? That current in n type will be greater than the current in p type. You have to understand there is a term of mobility also. Drift velocity is defined as mobility into the electric field, correct? So mobility of electrons is always higher. That's why the current will be slightly, but it will become higher. Is it clear? So it is a very good question where you can have very high probability that you could have made a mistake. Okay, so be careful about these questions. Next one. Consider the following statements A and B. Identify the correct one. A xenon diode is connected in reverse wire when used as voltage regulator. Now it is, I don't know how many times it have came this statement. This is completely correct. Option A is correct. Fine. Let's see option 2. The potential barrier of PN junction lies between 0.1 to 0.3. It lies between 0.3 to 0.7. Silicon and germanium. Check your NCRT. There you will have this. Okay. So option B is incorrect. Which option should be correct? A is correct. B is incorrect. Option 3. Clear? कोई दर्द, कोई दुख, कोई गिला, कोई शिकवा नहीं? Very good. होना भी नहीं चाहिए. Next one, polar molecules. Yeah, basic thing. Yeah. From chemistry, Suhas sir will tell you about polar molecules. There you study about polar molecules. What is the property of polar molecules? Having zero dipole moment. No, it is non-polar molecule. Acquire dipole moment only in the presence of electric field due to the displacement of, no, not at all. Acquire a dipole moment only when magnetic field is a, no. So, very logical thing. Fourth one, having a permanent electric dipole moment, obviously, because what is the definition of dipole? Dipole is itself defined as two small charges are kept close to each other at some distance d. Correct? That is what the basic definition of dipole is. Correct? So this is easily you can define. Very good. Next one, if E and G respectively denote energy and gravitational constant, the E by G dimension. Very easy. Yeah. What is the dimension formula? Now this also you have to solve it, right? Electric field, sorry, electric field I'm saying. Energy, what is the dimension you will write? ML2T minus 2, correct? G, what is the dimension formula? MLT, 1 minus 1, 3 minus 2. If I'm not wrong, this is the dimension formula. Just solve it, you will have M square L minus 1. It will already get cancelled. M square L minus 1, M square L minus 1. Option 1 should be correct. Let's check it also because I'm not sure about G if I made any mistake. Option 1 correct, exactly correct. No issue. Clear? Next question from power. Solve it. Solve it here. Have the answers before me. Let's have a competition. Water falls from a height of 60 meter at the rate of 15 kg per second to operate a turbine. Okay. To operate a turbine. The losses due to the friction force are 10% of the input energy. How much power is generated by the turbine? You have to tell how much power will be generated. 10% of the loss is there. Fine. So firstly, see how much power is there. Power is can be defined as energy per unit time. How I can write the energy if water is falling from that much of height? I can write simply it will have some potential energy. So I'm writing that mgh by time. And can you say mass per unit time is already given? That is already given as 15 into 10 into height. Height is how much? 60, and I think all of those are in standard units as well. Okay, so it will become how much? 15 into 6, 90. That means it will become 9000 watts. Now what is this? Is what the input, but output power will be how much? Can I say 90% of the input, because 10% is lost? 90% of 9000, correct? This will become 90. So this cancel, it will become how much? 81, 8100 watts. 8100 watts, that means 8.1 kilowatt, correct? Very good. Solve this one. Kinematics. Solve this question by yourself. Try it. What the question is saying: a car starts from rest and accelerates at 5 meter per second. A car starts from rest and accelerates at 5 meter per second. At time t, a ball is dropped out. At time t is equal to 4 seconds. After 4 seconds, what is happening? A ball is dropped out of the window. Okay, by a person sitting in the car, what is the velocity and the acceleration of the ball at t is equal to 6? Very interesting question here. Very interesting question. Understand, I am going to explain you this from the complete scratch diagram. See, at t is equal to 0, any car is starting. After 4 seconds, something is happening. So tell me firstly, what will be the velocity of the car after 4 seconds? पहले तो ये calculate करो. Velocity will be u plus at, and I can say initial velocity is nothing, that means 0. Acceleration is how much? 5. Time is how much? 4. That means what is the velocity when you are dropping that ball? That is equal to 20 meter per second. Whenever you are dropping a ball, the velocity is not 0, because you are moving. That means you are in accelerated frame. That means ball will also start moving. Correct? Ball will. Thank you so much, Prajwal. Please be continuous. You will understand more even. Okay. Because whenever you from the middle you start to connect, then it becomes tough for you to understand. Okay, so when top to bottom you will try to understand, then you will get the things easily. So what I was explaining is, whenever you are in a car, you are sitting in a car. Thank you. Whenever you are sitting in a car and your car is moving with 20 meter per second, and you are holding a ball, when you leave this ball, don't think so that initial velocity is 0. Actually the initial velocity is same as that the initial velocity that you have. Correct? Let's draw the diagram. That means I can say the moment you are dropping this ball is already having 20 meter per second in the positive direction. This will not be 0. Still it is a dropping pace, but it will not be 0. So I can say what kind of motion I will perform. Simply I know that this is a projectile motion. Why? Because the acceleration in downward direction and velocity is in forward direction. That means it is a projectile motion. Correct? Because it is accelerated in downward direction. So I can say it is going to follow this kind of some path, and this ball is going to fall on the ground. But still, the question is not have asked me a lot that much of the things. Question have only asked me that at t is equals to 6 seconds. Now understand the basic concept of projectile motion. Projectile motion questions, how we solve? We solve it in segments. Firstly, we distribute it firstly in x-axis, and the second velocity is in y-axis. Correct? So distribute it. After some time, I can say some velocity will be there in x-axis as well. Some velocity in will be in y-axis as well. Correct? And can I say in what happened? Is there any lag? Yeah. Now is it clear? There is some glitch, I guess. I think so. Now it should be fine. I think so. It is fine.